So today I'm going to be talking about why I created the slogan, trade smart to fund your art. I think a lot of people get confused when they learn that I'm a dancer, like an artist, a creative, really and truly, and why I choose trading as basically my main source of income besides like the other creative jobs that I get in my life. But it really was in 2019 when I first discovered the world of trading, and I learned that I could be a dancer, going to auditions, which obviously you don't get paid for, but I could make money from my phone whilst I'm queuing up for the auditions or whilst I'm at a coffee shop after the auditions, and still make my own personal daily wage. Even if that's not the largest amount of money in the world, but if I could make, for example, 50, 60 pounds on a day where I've had to come into London and audition for free, I just knew that my life was never going to be the same again. And the term trade smart to fund your art kind of came around when I was trying to explain it to other creatives, just because it just seemed like so much of a valuable tool, but people really weren't quite understanding. I think that people think when they hear that you're a trader, that's your only stream of income and you're sat on your computer all day, every day, and into the night, which I don't do. That's not my lifestyle at all. If anything, I trade for half an hour on my computer every day, and then the rest of it I just do as and when on my phone. That's just what's worked for me as a creative, because I'm not at home all the time. I'm in London, I'm out and about, I'm on set, I'm at auditions, I'm teaching, I'm choreographing. As an artist, our lives are very colourful and we get to be in a lot of different places at different times. But the fact that we can actually use trading to fund our creative lifestyle is amazing to me. And there are constant expenses when you are an artist. It's either you need to book a studio, or you need to hire equipment, you need to pay for costumes, or you're having to pay for subscriptions for software if you're someone who's in like kind of digital creative. There's always so many expenses that come with being an artist that's actually really difficult for people to float, especially if they've only got, like, let's say an emergency coffee shop job, or they have a 0 hours contract hospitality job. Like, I'm sure the creatives who are listening to this are hopefully resonating that it can be quite difficult to make sure that you have enough money to kind of go around. That's not even including like paying for your rent or food or things like that. So the fact that I realized that trading is actually just like this money glitch hack, even if you're making like £20 a day, that's even like £100 a week, and that can be actively used towards studio time or hiring a creative friend that you need to support with on a project. All of those kind of things that can actually be funded by the investment industry rather than your money that you actually need for like your life and your rent and your food. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So when I say trade smart to fund your art, it really is an ethos that I have lived by for the last 7 years. That has been the thing to fund my entire life. So yes, whilst I've also had a really amazing career as a stunt woman and as a dancer and all these other creative things that also bring me an income, but you have to remember, like, the training for stunt work to get onto the BSR is so expensive. Like, horse riding, you're looking at £50 an hour. Trampolining, it's £40 an hour. Like, there's so, even singing lessons, my singing lessons are so expensive. And I would personally, I can hand on heart say that I personally would not be able to pay for all of those things, just because I don't have a job. I don't have like a 9 to 5. I don't have a 0 hours contract job. I don't have any of those things. I literally only use my trading income to support all of the things that I do. I really do use my own life as an example, like, you know, kind of let me lead from the front here and be an example as to how actually this is so possible. And I know it's not for everyone. I would definitely say, like, please get a job. Please get a job. It does make life so much easier, especially if you're new. But I obviously have been trading since 2019, so I've had a lot more experience in what it takes to get enough money per month to pay for your life. And trading has been the thing that's allowed me to invest in my creative career and be able to do multiple things. As another example, I got funding for one of my contemporary dance pieces, which was being performed, which was amazing. But that really only paid for like the transport to get us to the location. It actually didn't pay for the dancers' time or the rehearsal studios. That came out of my own trading fund. So I can say that I successfully funded my own dance works, for example. And I've continued to use that process as part of my creative work going forward. So just know that when I say trade smart to fund your art or invest smart to fund your art, I do mean what it says on the tin. Use this thing to invest in your art and in your creative work, just so that it can take the pressure off. I know that investing can feel like a no-sum game, just because people think about 50 years into the future and it can feel like really untangible. But actually, if you take investing in terms of like a more short-term strategy, you're going to be able to make withdrawals and actively use that in areas of your life and create what I like to call your own financial ecosystem, so that you can fund all of the things in your life that you actually want to do now, rather than, well, not rather, whilst you are also waiting 50 to 60 years for those other long-term investments to kind of do the thing. I don't know, those are just kind of my thoughts on the way that I work and the way that I use my trading and my investments in my creative life. Let me know if you have any thoughts. It'd be great to hear what you guys do with your investments, if you're using it to fund areas and your passions in your life. That's what really kind of gets me going. I just think it's such a beautiful way to use these industries that you can literally have on your phone, and it's really, really exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Listen to